2022 is already here. And you know what? The best thing of this year is it marks the 75th year of independence for India. Yes, 1947 we became an independent republic, and today we celebrate 75 years of that independence. And the entire year at CSK Speaks, we are going to dedicate ourselves to the theme of 75th year of Indian independence. Now, before you go into an imagination trip, let me clarify that we are not going to look back of the previous 75 years, but we are going to look for the future and look for the next 75 years and what are the future trends and how we can adopt and adapt to these changing trends. In today's video, we're going to make a beginning. Hey folks, I am CSK and you're watching me on my channel CSK Speaks. Before anything, let me take this opportunity, a glorious opportunity, to wish each one of you a very, very happy new year 2022. Now you may wonder sitting there that what is new about 2022? COVID and pandemic is around the corner still as it were in 2020. But let me tell you a refreshing perspective. The fact that we have spent 20 long months in adapting and understanding the behavior and the do's and don'ts of this pandemic is giving us that power to look bright into the future. So with that, I want to tell you once again that forget about pandemic, focus on the power you have to live this year in a great way. As I said at the introductory video, that we are here to speak about the future. We are here to look into the next 75 years, and through that, we are going to bring in some important changes and dimensions to our thinking and action. Now, when I talk about future, I think the one thing which I should not miss is talking about Expo 2020. Yes, the World Expo, which is being hosted at Dubai, the Dubai Expo 2020 as we all know it now, is happening, and it will continue to be there at least till the 31st of March 2022. I don't know if they are going to extend it. The last few months, I have had this opportunity to spend some time understanding different pavilions at the Dubai Expo 2020. And I'm here to talk about my experience in the first and the most important pavilion, as we call it, as the Opportunity Pavilion, Mission Possible. Now before that, let me give you a little bit of a background. I was conferred with the Global Peace Ambassador, the UN Global Peace Ambassador in 2021 last year. Well, thank you very much if you are spending a minute to congratulate me. But that also gave me an opportunity to enter the US or the UN hub as we know it, the UN hub at the Opportunity Pavilion.
What is incredibly possible? We all have a crucial role to play. We hope you enjoy the journey and that it inspires you to act. Welcome to Mission Possible. Our goal is to allow opportunities for all individuals by 2030. There is much to be done if we want to make it a safer and more prosperous place for everyone. We need to take individual and collective action.
Mission Possible. Now, for those of you who want to little bit understand about Dubai Expo, it's a smart city, a human-centric smart city which is built temporarily but The claim is 80% of the material which is used will be recyclable. It's a celebration of technology, innovation, art, and culture, and how it's going to touch human life on this planet Earth in the coming years. The future is brighter than we can imagine, and you can see all that and more in action at the Dubai Expo. Now, I am sure many of you have visited Dubai Expo, have even read and seen videos available on the internet about the Dubai Expo, and you have had your own plans to cover almost many countries which are setting up their shops or their pavilions at the Expo 2020. I am told that more than 200 countries have presented their perspectives of the future at the expo. But let me be honest and candid in accepting that when I visited the expo, I could not cover more than 15 countries in one day. Now, that being said, let's dive deep into the UN Hub. As a global ambassador, I was there at the UN Hub, which focuses explicitly on SDGs, or the Sustainable Developmental Goals. Now we have 10 years to cover all those 17 SDGs, but I'm not going to get into the depth of it, but I'm going to pick one which caught my attention. Now, what the UN Hub is trying to do at the Dubai Expo is to bring together powerful individuals and communities who are making a sea change and difference to the world and to this planet and people. Two such examples, which I'm going to quote in front of you today, shook me, and I thought there is enough and more hope and opportunity for each one of us. Water. Water, as we all know, is one important resource for human life on earth. But all of us know this, that water is limited. What are we doing about saving water for future generations? At least for the next 75 years, what are we doing about keeping it intact? When we talk of water, we talk about two things. One, harvesting and preserving water, and two, purifying and keeping it potable. Two such examples which I saw at the UN Hub are going to come your way today in this video. Number one, harvesting water, as we call it, the fog catcher. Now, this is an interesting and an innovative project by people in Peru, led by the entrepreneur Abel Cruz. Abel Cruz is an entrepreneur in Peru, lived his life or majority of his life in search of water, because he comes from the Peruvian desert, the slums of Lama, where he had no or little access to water. Now, what he did is fantastic and inspiring. He came up with the fog catcher idea. Now, for those of you who will want to understand a little more, I'm going to put a video link which was covered by none other than the BBC for you to understand what and how the fog catcher works. But in a nutshell, fog catcher is nothing but erecting and establishing or setting up sheets of walls temporarily on a plain surface of land so that it can harvest water from the skies. Now, how does that happen? Take a look at this picture. Now, what happens here, in simple words, no rocket science, is when there is dense fog, it obstructs. These sheets obstructs the fog and the cloud movement. And as a result, the vapors settle down on these sheets and trickles down as water droplets into those PVC pipes which are put up at the bottom of these sheets. And they are arranged in such a significant and systematic manner that the water gets collected, and don't be surprised, over 200 to 250 families are served with water, not drinking water, mind you, but water for their daily use, for cooking, or even for small scale enterprises and cultivation. 400 liters of water can be harnessed through these fog catcher nets. More on the video which I am going to share with you. But what caught my attention is how one person coming from such humble background can make a difference to the community. Today, as I'm speaking to you, the Fog Catcher project is around the world. Over 15 countries are implementing the Fog Catcher project, and this is their way, their answer to finding water and keeping it sustainable. Harvesting water, remember, as I said. So that's the number one thing which I would like to share with you, and I invite you to take a look at this project. The project created by Abel Cruz, an entrepreneur from Peru, and how it is changing lives of people. In fact, research shows that before the fog catcher came into existence, people were spending almost $4.50 to $5 for a barrel of water in that Peruvian desert. So it's sustainable, it's cost effective, and more importantly, it is giving them the power of cultivation, of small scale enterprise, and living their life in a meaningful, sustainable, enjoyable manner. Now, the second project is from our own very own India. Project Helios, and the simple way to recognize it is Wadi, an instrument which kind of disinfects the water, contaminated water, through the power of solar, through the power of the sun. Now, what this does is it has a simple instrument, and when you attach that instrument to a bottle of contaminated water and keep it under the sunlight, over a period of some time, there will be a smiley which will appear on that particular instrument. And that smiley signifies that the water is now safe for consumption, for drinking. As I said, it is called as the Wadi, and Helios is the name of the project. Now, first project was about harvesting water. The second project is all about making it potable, drinkable, and usable. Now, what is happening is we all know the kind of problems contaminated water is posing for humanity on planet Earth. Forget about the lack of water and also the other problems of infection. The cost of maintaining healthcare caused due to infected and contaminated water is unimaginable. So what Helios is doing, it is bringing in a new economy of the future through safely treating water using the power of eternal sun. When I saw these two projects at the UN Hub, I was pleasantly inspired. I was inspired because for every problem, the human spirit comes up with amazing implementable solutions. Now, what is important and what is the need of the hour is to make these solutions reachable, understandable, and implementable by people, by masses of people across the planet. Through this video at CSK Speaks, I'm making one such initiative of bringing in awareness. You might know of communities where you need water, so you can look up the Fog Catcher program, or you might know of communities who need access to clean and safe drinking water, and you can catch up with the Helios, the Wadi. As they say, in India, every community, the smallest unit, we call it as a Wadi. The Wadi can change the way we look at the world around us. So thank you very much for spending this time. In the next few videos, I'm going to tell you about what I found at the Expo 2020, and I'm going to take you through images and through some videos about those promises and those innovations which people are bringing to our forefront through the Expo 2020. All this and more in the coming videos. Do like, subscribe, and share, because this year, as I said, I'm going to commit to bringing in innovation. Innovation in entrepreneurship, in technology, in art, in culture, and how all this can come to touch us and our lives. Till next time, keep watching CSK Speaks. Thank you.